Hello Year 9 and welcome to week 3 of our lessons on The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Fabulous play focusing on real witch trials that happened in the village of Salem in Massachusetts, America in 1692. They also happened in other places at that time, but Salem is the one that Arthur Miller focused this play on. So before we start moving forward further through Act 1 this week, I just wanted to remind you of the main points of plot that we've come across so far. Okay, so let's read through the list. So number 1, the play is set in Salem in 1692 in a Puritan village, which followed a strictly religious way of life. Remember in week 1 we found out that things like a man kissing his wife in the street was not allowed, and they weren't allowed to eat food on Christmas Day. Some very strange customs. So number 2, the night before the play starts, a group of girls went into the woods with Tituba, Reverend Paris's slave from Barbados. They were found dancing by Reverend Paris, and 2 of the girls became strangely ill. Number 3, the following morning, rumours of witchcraft in the woods were spreading through the village of Salem. Number 4, the Reverend Paris's daughter Betty is one of the girls taken ill. Number 5, when we meet the character of Abigail Williams, who is Reverend Paris's niece, we soon realise she is not a girl to be trusted. And then number 6, the last things that we were doing last week, the Putnams arrive and their daughter Ruth is ill, and they want Paris to agree that these illnesses in the girls are all because there are witches in Salem. And remember, Thomas Putnam is based on a real person who lived in Salem at that time, and he was not a very nice person. So he was the wealthiest person in Salem. He was used to people doing as he told them, to be the one to influence other people. He challenged his father's will because he didn't agree with his stepbrother getting a large amount of money. All in all, not a very kind, welcoming character at all. Okay, so let's get on and read the next part of the text. Exciting! So in the bit of text that we're going to read today, we are introduced to another new character. All the characters we've been introduced to so far are in red, and you will see there is one purple box on this screen, and that introduces us to the character of Mary Warren. Now, on the right, Mary Warren has in brackets underneath it, she was one of the girls in the woods. So the night before the play starts, she was with Abigail and Betty and Mercy and some other girls who'd gone into the woods with Tituba. And then if you look to the purple box on the left with Mary Warren in, you will see that she belongs to the Proctor household. She isn't a proctor, she is their servant. So she is employed by the proctors to help with duties around the house, cleaning, etc., and to help look after the proctor's 3 sons. So everybody else who's in this bit I'm about to read you've met before, but the new character is Mary Warren. Now Mary Warren is quite a quiet, shy, timid and quite frightened character at this point in the play. Okay, so let's go on and read the next bit. See you on the next screen. Okay, so here we go with the next piece of text. If you remember, Reverend Parris has just gone downstairs with the Putnams to pray with the rest of the villagers who are waiting for him in that lower level of his house, and he's left Abigail, Mercy on their own upstairs with Betty, who is lying there in her bed seeming poorly. I've given you a definition at the top of the screen. Trepidation, fantastic word, and the definition of that is a feeling of fear or anxiety about something that may happen. So it's a much higher level word than saying Abigail's a bit worried. In that stage direction there at the top, when Abigail first speaks, it says with hushed trepidation. So now the adults are out of the room. Abigail and Mercy have a conversation, and we can see from that stage direction from Miller with hushed trepidation that Abigail is actually feeling quite fearful and anxious about what is going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to read through this. I'm not going to read the stage directions out again. I shall go slowly so you can sort of take those in as we go and try and see if I can win an Oscar today for my performance. Okay, so start Abigail with hushed trepidation. How is Ruth sick? It's weirdish, I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night. Betty? Now stop this, Betty. Sit up now. Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and it waked her for a minute. Here, let me have her. No, he'll be coming up. Listen now. If they be questioning us, we tell them we danced. I told him as much already. Aye, and what more? He knows Tituba conjured Ruth's spirits to come out of the grave. And what more? He saw you naked. Oh, Jesus. Enter Mary Warren, breathless. She is 17, a subservient, naive, lonely girl. What'll we do? The village is out. I just come from the park. The whole country's talking witchcraft. They'll be calling us witches, Abby. She means to tell. I know it. Abby, we've got to tell. Witchery's a hanging error. A hanging like they've done in Boston 2 years ago. We must tell the truth, Abby. You'll only be whipped for dancing and the other things. Oh, we'll be whipped. I never done none of it, Abby. I only looked. Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Warren? What a grand peeping courage you have. Betty on the bed whimpers. Abigail turns to her at once. Betty? Now, Betty dear, wake up now, it's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty. Oh my, you seem improving. I talked to your papa and I told him everything, so there's nothing to... I want my mama. What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried. I'll fly to mama. Let me fly. I told him everything. He knows now. He knows everything that we... You drank blood, Abby. You didn't tell him that. Betty, you never say that again. You will never... You did! You did! You drank a charm to kill John Proctor's wife. You drank a charm to kill Goody Proctor. Abigail smashes her across the face. Shut it! Now shut it! Mama! Mama! Now look, you, all of you. We danced, and Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters, and that is all. And mark this. Let either of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the black of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you, and you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on the pillow next to mine, and I have seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down. Now, you, sit up and stop this. But Betty collapses in her hands and lies inert, perhaps perfectly still on the bed. What's got her? Abby, she's going to die. It's a sin to conjure, and I say shut it. Mary Warren. Enter John Proctor, and seeing him, her boss, the man who employs her, Mary Warren leaps in fright. Okay, folks, so after that exciting bit of Act 1, where Abigail really starts to show what sort of person she is, I would like you in your exercise books, on your device, on your pieces of paper, wherever it is that you're doing your work, whilst you're learning from home, I would like you to write the title, or write the date, and then write the title at Stage Directions for Abigail Williams, and underline the date and the title. Okay, so pause me whilst you do that. Okay, so on this slide, I've given you 4 sections, all containing stage directions from the bit that I've just read aloud for you. So the first one, Betty doesn't move, she shakes her. So the she there is Abigail, so Abigail shakes her. That's Betty, who's lying on the bed, not doing anything. Next one down, in brackets, remember, for the stage directions, she sits Betty up and furiously shakes her. Third one, in brackets, smashes her across the face. And then finally, the fourth one, she goes to Betty and roughly sits her up. Okay, so I've underlined the 4 words I would like you to consider. Shakes, furiously, smashes, and roughly. So remember, stage directions were included by Arthur Miller to instruct the actors and the actresses about how exactly he wanted the characters to react. So you can see on the screen I've created a little table, a little chart. I want you to identify what each of those words are. So I've given you those 4 words to focus on: shakes, furiously, smashes, and roughly. I want you to tell me what word type each of those words is. I've done the first one for you. So the word shakes there is a verb, it's what she's doing. And then what does the use of that verb shakes suggest? So my suggestion for shakes is it suggests Abigail is anxious to wake Betty, so everyone will stop worrying and the talk of witchcraft will stop. She is worried about being in trouble. So what I need you to do is I need you to create your own table like that. Do it neatly in your book, folks, please, or on your paper, wherever. Use a ruler. Don't draw all your lines in straight away. You don't know how much you're going to write for your suggests bit, so just do one at a time. Really try and get your head around that word. What do we understand by the use of shakes? What is Miller suggesting through the use of furiously, smashes and roughly? Okay, so pause me, create your table, put those 4 words in it, what word type are each of those words, and then a sentence or 2 about what they suggest about Abigail, how she's feeling, what she's thinking about the future, how she's reacting to what is going on around her. See you on the next slide when you've done that. Okay, so following on from that table, starting to get you think about how Miller is presenting Abigail at this part of the text, I would like you now to answer the following question. Write me a paragraph which answers the following question. So the question is, how does Miller use stage directions to highlight the violent and cruel side of Abigail Williams? Now you have 3 lessons that you do by video. This is the only paragraph like this I'm going to ask you to write this week. Okay, I'm going to get you to do other activities and writing in your other 2 lessons. So I promise this is the only paragraph of this sort this week, and as you can see on the right, signed a contract, which I can't get out of and change my mind. So give all your thought and attention to the paragraph that you're going to write. I've given you some help on the next slide, and make sure it's a brilliant one. Okay, so how does Miller use stage directions to highlight the violent and cruel side of Abigail Williams? Write the question out in your book, on your paper, on your device, however you are going to transfer it onto Teams for your teacher to see. The table I've included on this slide has got some vocabulary in that you might find useful to help you explain what it is that we are learning about the character of Abigail Williams, what Miller is suggesting through the words that he uses. A broad vocabulary, being able to explain your ideas using a wide range of different words. This will help you to improve your marks. Okay, so don't just ignore those words that I've put on the screen at the bottom. Use those to help you explain the character of Abigail Williams. Those of you who are really stretching yourself at home, and I've certainly seen some work from my classes, which shows that there are people really using this time sensibly and positively to be in control of their learning. You might like to pop the words that I've given you in that table into the thesaurus on a Word document and see if you can stretch yourself even further than the words that I've put there. Okay, right, so write that question down. Make sure you use some of the language that I've included there, and then let's head off to the next screen. So, as with the paragraphs that you wrote on Anne Putnam and Thomas Putnam last week, I've given you some sentence openers here for you to use if you wish. Remember, you do not have to use them if you find them too easy or you find them too difficult. It might be a good idea to stop me talking and go back and look at those paragraphs that you wrote last week. Perhaps your teacher's given you some feedback on them, which will help you to write a better paragraph today. Make sure you use the table that you have created earlier on in this lesson and the vocabulary in the table that I've given you on the previous screen to make sure you are using a wide range of interesting high-level vocabulary to explain exactly how the words that Miller chooses to use work. What do they make us think of the character of Abigail Williams? Remember to put your quote marks around your evidence, and then as you focus on a single word, keep those quote marks coming. I have included them on the screen here with my sentence openers, so you really should be hitting that target every single time as you write this paragraph. So this is going to be the end of today's lesson, this excellent, detailed, focused, high-level paragraph that you're about to write. Keep it clear, keep it neat, write in 4 sentences, and make sure you explain and explore in detail. Okay, first lesson of the week done. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.